All right, here it is, live. We are live. Live. It is, what is the day? Today is Friday, June 5th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. It is 3:31 p.m. on the East Coast. I am your humble host, the most humble man on the planet, the overlord of the wasteland, the engineer of combat, the big boss with the hot sauce, and the star of this By God show, Richard James Regal. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate everybody who is here. Big show today. Big show. A lot of news, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of goings on. But before we get to any, with our special guest today, of course, former MCW Champion Ken Dixon will be with us in just a little bit. Can't wait to speak with him. But a big show that's coming up in Abbeville on August the 2nd. We'll get all the latest on that big show and what his role will be in it, such as that. But before we do anything, of course, we got to do our plugs because we got to feed the cats. Wrestle Radio 860, WRESTLERADIO 860. That's the YouTube channel. That's the hub of all things Regal. If you're interested in anything we are doing, will do, or have done, it's all right there on the Wrestle Radio 860 YouTube channel. Lots of old shows that I was involved in back in the day, as they say. And, of course, all these programs are hosted there as well. Also on Twitch, Regalwood6969. Facebook, Ricky Regal, RIKKI. Rumble and Kick, of course, are Regalwood. If you find this guy right here, this handsome fella right here that was molded and made after yours truly, then you're in the right By God spot. That's right. Regalwood Rasslin live episode. What are we up to now? 12? Episode 12. All right. Well, we're burning right through these things. And I'm sure the world is a much better place because of it. Going to start with a little news, and then we're going to bring Lace in pretty quick today to get an update on the Cruiser Lewis situation. But before we get to any of that, let's see what we got here. Okay, so of course the big thing that we've been talking about, the big event that's going to be coming up, that's going to be a I mentioned last week in the show that it's not going to be a wrestling show. It's not going to be wrestling like a wrestling show or an event. It's going to be an event that, however, involves wrestlers, and a lot of you in this area will know a lot of the people that will be involved in it. It's going to be a charity event. I don't think that's breaking any news or breaking any non-disclosures, but it's going to be a charity event, and we're still looking to lock down a charity that everybody's comfortable with, and so that's still upcoming. I'm gonna keep that in the front of your mind. We pushed it out a little bit further, so it may be, I don't know, they're saying it may be January now, but we're gonna keep talking about it because it's a big deal, and I can't wait to really tell you what it is, and I think you'll be excited about it too when we get there. I did put up the two Metro columns, 1 and 2. If you're a fan of old road stories, and if you like just things that you wouldn't normally believe, I promise you. And the people that I've named names in that thing, there are people in there who can verify the entire story. So it's not going to do me any good to make up anything about that story. So if you haven't read the Metro, it's long. I'll pre-warn you that it is a long column. It's a two-parter. But if you haven't read the Metro, I encourage you to do so. It's a story of a wrestling event that we were told that. Well, just go read it. I think you'll enjoy it, and give me some feedback on that. But that's hosted up on the Regalwood Rasslin Facebook page. So if you go to my page, RIKKIREGAL, it's all linked right there. Or go give the Regalwood Rasslin page a follow if you are so inclined. All right. Before I get to any national news this week, and got a couple of updates about some stories we talked about in the past. I want to bring in Lace really quick because the big thing around here, of course, was Cruiser Lewis was involved in a pretty severe vehicle collision this week, and we want to get a health update on him. So let's go ahead and bring in Lace and let her tell us all what's going on with Cruiser and his lovely bride, Deb. Let's see if I can find her here. Nope, wrong one. Right, another wrong. There she is. Lace, welcome to the show. Let me get you off mute here. Hi, Lace.
Hey. How's it going?
Well, it's going. I understand you've talked to Deb and Cruiser tell us what's going on with those. Tell us what happened for those who might not know. Tell us what happened and how they're doing.
They were involved in a head-on crash with a speeding small SUV, and that went into their lane. And by the grace of God, I swear it was a deadly crash. But they survived. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. It's only by the grace of God because. Well, I told Deb it's because she's only 4'8" or 4'7's only reason her legs didn't get cut off.
Yeah.
But even the pictures of the vehicle, it's accordion sized.
I think I have those. Let me see if I can.
You have some?
Let me see if I can pop them up real quick. I'm assuming they don't mind us posting these pictures. I don't want to post anything. I mean, I'm guessing they're okay with that. I don't know if you asked Deb or not when you spoke to her.
Well, I didn't ask. I mean,
yeah.
I assume it's okay because
let's see.
It's pictures that show. I mean, how devastating, and they were pulling the trailer with the ring, which smashed into the back of the truck, past the back seat and the toolbox, all into their seat also.
Yeah, that's the. This is the. It's kind of hard to see with the red glare there. That's the emergency lights back there, but the truck
that
is
was
right
after they called the jaws of life to get Deb out.
It's the truck here, and here's of course his ring trailer, and you can see pieces of the ring coming out of the bottom of the trailer here. It's just
that all went frontwards.
Yeah, it kind of speaks to the amount of collision there. But there's the.
Okay, if you look there, the tire is turned completely in front instead of straight forward. Deb was behind that tire sitting in that seat.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's I mean, it's a miracle, really. That they both walked away from it. Because I understand that the girl or the other person was going like 90 miles an hour when they collided.
That's the way I understand it. The people who stopped for the wreck checked on the other person. And Cruiser said he heard someone hollering, "Hey, is there anyone alive in there?" And he said, "Yes, we're in here." But they didn't want to walk up to the vehicle because they had already seen the horrificness of the other person and just assumed they had passed. So they were hollering to see if they needed help. So that tells you.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's tragic. Do we know what the condition of the other driver was at all? Do we even have that information? I don't.
I've kind of checked on her. You know, we're worried about her. But from what I understand is, she's in an induced coma still.
Oh God!
But every bone in her face was broken. And that's all I know. I'm praying that she does live, have some memories because a facial, full blunt facial on her. I don't know. It doesn't look good, but I'm hoping that this won't be a deadly crash.
So I just looked at the chat on YouTube. Cruiser's actually in the chat room.
Tell him he can tell what's going on if he wants.
Yeah.
Let me read what Deb wrote.
All right. So this is what you're about to read came from Cruiser's wife, Deb. So you're going to tell us what her updated. Go ahead.
Because she knows I ramble. Okay.
Not you.
Never. Cruiser had surgery yesterday morning to repair his heel. The main bone that goes from your knee down to your heel. That's the bone that broke into many pieces and shattered. She said there's a fancy name for it, but she couldn't think of it. They went and put it back together with screws and plates. She was waiting to hear from the surgeon because there's a lot more broken bones around in there, but that's the main bone that I guess holds your heel to your foot and stuff. His sternum was fractured, and it bruised his heart. So that's one of the main things they had to wait on, too, because, bless his heart, if he sneezed or coughed, hurt because of that. So, but they feel that will heal on their own. They are not going to have to do the surgery they were thinking to fix his sternum. Deb does have.
No, go ahead.
Oh, Deb has 2 broken bones in her left foot. Cruiser's is his right foot. Deb's is her left foot. So they're both going to be in boots. She has 2 broken bones in her left foot. She's having to use an air cast right now and a knee scooter till she can get in with an orthopedics to see the severity of hers. And she really just wanted me to let everybody know, they're sober, they're alive, they are really. Deb has this big old thing on her head. It looked like it just road rashed it. But she wanted to thank everyone for their support and love and really keep prayers open for them because it's, a hospital. He's still in the trauma part of the hospital, but the doctor to do his foot was going to do surgery Monday. I went up there and he had to eat all day waiting on surgery. Doctor didn't get to him. I went up there Wednesday, set several hours. Same thing. He's kind of on the back of a list, but he did get in surgery yesterday for that. And maybe they can figure out, but he was already having to do physical therapy to learn to take himself from the bed to a wheelchair to the shower and things. He will be. They prefer him to be in a wheelchair for a while because of the severity of the foot.
Lord.
So a walker maybe, but see, that sternum pull, he can't put pressure too much. So, yep, they're going to be little boots, big old Herman Munster boots, both of them.
Well, I hope they get a lot of laces because Cruiser likes to wear those boots with 10 million laces that go about this.
Oh, you know what? I think I'll get him some tape too. Laces and I'll put tape around it.
Absolutely, get him some tape. Get him a whole case of electrical tape and about a mile of shoelaces so he can lace that boot up. And sit there and wrap his hands and fingers on it. No, I'm joking, but I do, man. I thank God.
But you'll find that hilarious.
Yeah,
he's in the chat room. He'll laugh at that because he owns stock in electrical tape.
Absolutely, and long shoelaces. But yeah, no, he is in the chat, and thank God, Cruiser, you and Deb are okay.
Someone as good as you can be. Back, is it?
Yeah, I saw Missy put that in there. I don't know if it's still.
Is it still echoing?
I hear you just fine. I don't know what. I don't know if Missy's still hearing that or not. Missy Childers in the chat on Facebook chat, but it sounds perfectly fine to me. I don't know what they're hearing. I haven't got any other comments in any other chat rooms, so.
I'm just going to message and see if it's still doing it.
Yeah, I dropped your volume just a little bit, but anyway, thank God that as they're as in good a shape as they can be, considering the severity of that collision. I mean, that is just it is a literal miracle that they walked away from that or survived that, and God bless you guys, Cruiser. I sent Cruiser a message. I didn't know I guess a lot of people didn't till you Lace messaged me but I sent him a message right away and let them know that I'm thinking about them. And if they need anything, of course, we're here for them. And just keep those prayers going to Cruiser and to Deb because they can certainly use them.
Yeah. We're all lucky because I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
They should not have made it by everything that happened. The ring coming through the truck, through the trailer, through the truck, through the toolbox, and everything that it's and the fact that they are able to move around, talk, everything that in itself is the power of prayer, faith in God.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, that is a literal miracle. And I was talking to Thomas actually. We were messaging about it, and he said he's spoken to him, and it just from everything that I mean, I don't know how anybody survived a 90-mile-an-hour collision. I mean, that is just that's shocking to me. And everybody knows in my real profession, I see a lot of that stuff every day, and you just don't survive those things. So there's still reason for you to be here, Cruiser, and you and Deb. So, but thank God you are, and we're just glad you're still with us, because that could have been so much more tragic. Lace, before I get you out of here, what have you got coming up show wise? Where are you going to be in the future, and what kind of shows you want to promote this week?
Well, I'm putting it all on my Lace as always page. It's easier. I'm tagging the promotions. Really trying to push them. This weekend is the American Wrestling League. Saturday night with the Michael Jackson Experience, which I am so sad I am not going to get to go to, because I got the dog sit for my daughter up in Cashiers. And Friday night, of course, is EPW. But there are so many shows coming up.
Yeah.
But August is Headlocks for Home Runs in my original Hall's Hey Good shirt. I'm more excited about that just because that's our family.
Yeah,
that's our family time.
That's going to be a big one. But again, we'll get Ken in here in a few minutes to tell us a little bit more about it. But yeah, August 2nd is shaping. I've been watching that thing and following it, and I am proud of Hoss. I don't know if he's in any of the chats, but I'm proud of him because he's promoting the dog out of that thing, and I me being a proponent of that, they are really working hard to get the word out, and got some good graphics and some good updates. And I think they're actually going to broke some news last night of somebody else, or they're about to break some news of
was supposed to.
Yeah,
but check and see, because they were going to announce a new poster.
Yeah,
and all. So
yeah. Well, we'll maybe Ken can give us an update on that when we get him in here also. But
yeah.
But thank you so much, Lace. I appreciate you. You're always Johnny on the spot with your news and updates. And yeah, go ahead.
Ask them if I'm echoing now. They said I'm probably echoing because I was watching it also for the chat room, so I cut it all off.
I don't. Let me see. I don't know.
That may have made the echo.
She's 2 minutes ago. She said it is. It might be because you were watching Anna on air, so that may have been what it was. I wasn't getting that feedback, but
but I cut it off, so maybe I'm not echoing now. And if so, then I'll know that's what it is.
I don't know. Wanda says she said a little bit ago still. Well, I mean, it's I don't know.
Hey, we're technical. You fired them once. Got to fire the new group.
I fire everybody because I cannot get good help. All right, Lace, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll get you out of here, and if you'll hang around and help me monitor the chats, I really appreciate it. That is the lovely and talented, of course, Lace. I appreciate her for popping in and helping us go there. I don't know, Ken. I don't know if you can hear me in the control room, but your video is really, really off right now. Lace, can you help him with that?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna put y'all on mute. All right. So that's Lace. I appreciate her popping in. Cruiser, I appreciate you being there. I didn't know you were able to pop into the chat today. I appreciate you doing that. And we're all thinking and praying for you. And you know, I love you, brother. I mean, I've known you probably longer than anybody else around here except for Mickey. I think we met Cruiser like very first when we first broke in. I think he was one of the very first people we met, and my mind, and I tell y'all all the time, my mind is not what the steel trap it once was, and sometimes I forget, but I don't recall the first time we did meet, but maybe I can finally get Cruiser on here, and once he convalesces and heals, and we can discuss some of those good old stories of how we all kind of came together, and we ran together, man. We were at all the same shows for years and years and years, and just had a great time. Anytime, and I said it last week when I was doing the AMA. Anytime we were in the ring with Cruiser and his partner, and he teamed up with SWAT for a while too, and those guys were always super easy to work with. But anytime we were in the ring with Cruiser and whatever partner he had, man, it was always going to be fun. It was always going to be a good night of wrestling, and I do miss those times because that's when we were just out there having fun and living the dream. But thank God Cruisers and Deb are okay, or as okay as they can be at this point. Little bit of news. They're still working on getting Ken's camera squared up, and while we're doing that, I'm going to jump into a little bit of little bit of news. I wanted to get this picture up because it dovetails with a story I did last week. And if you'll bear with me, I'm going to see if I can. I meant to have it already set up, but you know me, I get a little sidetracked. I think you'll enjoy this. I cannot do two things at once, and again, my production team is non-existent. So I'm trying to type and talk to you at the same time. No, that ain't what I want. There you go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Yeah, it was a nice little dovetail with the story I told you last week, and about the country gentleman's saga out of what is that? NWA. The deal with where Corgan apologized something about him being the gay Cowboys or whatever, and that I guess hit a nerve with the wrestling's for everybody crowd. But man, I wish I could have found that picture for you. I have this one. I'll let you see that. I'll show you this one, and you make up your own mind as to was Odinson so far out of the loop when he said what he said. I don't know, and I think this is their gimmick. I don't know the country gentleman. I'm sorry, I'm not as adept to what's going on in the NWA as I should be. But here's the country gentleman. Just to kind of dovetail last week's story about Odinson calling the country gentleman gay Cowboys. Take from that what you will, and then you make up your own mind if he was out of the way or if he was being smart guy. All right. I just thought that was funny. I don't know why how my brain works. What else? I thought this was funny. I've made it no secret that I love Ric Flair. Ric Flair is the Road Warriors and Ric Flair were the reasons that we got into wrestling, and I'm nothing but a fan. Nothing but a fan of Ric Flair and all that he's done, and he deserves his flowers, of course. But let me just say, the MVC says this is the gay Cowboy look. How? Also says he enjoyed the Metro story. No, yeah. Talking about the Metro and the gentleman Cowboys. But that video is still laced. I don't know what's going on that. I don't know on his side. But the let's see, where was I here? Again, I apologize. I know I am not a professional broadcaster. You know that. I've made that perfectly clear. Anyway. Resetting the Ric Flair thing. I love Ric Flair. Ric Flair's a hero of mine. But the Rick, we got to get you off the alcohol and Facebook. You can do one or the other. All right. You can do the alcohol or you can do Facebook, but you got to stop doing both, bro. You got to stop, because the funny thing about Rick is he'll jump in there. I'm assuming that he's probably had a few cocktails, because we know his diet consists mostly of cocktails and beer. But he'll jump on it. He'll just blast these about anything. And this week, his target was his son David, which I mean, I guess David is using the Flair trademark, and Rick got on threatening to sue over the use of the trademark to his own son David. And then, of course, when he sobered up the next morning, he walked it back almost immediately. And of course, I'm not going to sue David. This is just a family thing and blah, blah, blah. He's had to walk back so much stuff lately that I think he's in constant reverse at this point. And, God bless Ric Flair. Thank God he's still around. I mean, that's another thing, too, is I noticed the other day after he posted he posted a video of himself sitting in a bar cutting a promo in an inebriated state, and then the next day post a picture of himself coming out of a hospital with with all these stuff on his arms talking about when you have my amount of health issues, you don't watch your tongue as once maybe you once did. Rick, you gave yourself those. The alcohol, brother. Put the two in the two. But we got to say, I mean, Rick's still around. He's still doing his thing. He must know something that we don't know because he's still plugging away and he's still out there. But again, if we can get him either to do Facebook or alcohol, and never the twain shall meet, I think we wouldn't have as much controversy or Ric Flair as we do. But to his credit, he's still out there. You're still talking about him, and it's 2026, and we're talking about Ric Flair. So God bless Ric Flair. Been going 30 minutes here. We're going to take a quick break. Going to dip out. I'm going to bring Ken Dixon in. I hope his video will be better than what I'm seeing in the control room at the moment when we get him in. But stand by just really quickly, and when we come back, we'll do our interview with the former MCW champion Ken Dixon. And that's coming up next right here on Regalwood Rasslin. Stand by.
No, he's not answering my thing. I was trying to tell him just to log completely out of everything and re-log back in and send them right back in. I hope he didn't get a phone call. You know what I'm saying? I just see black. I'm messaging him again.
control. The one that brings the heat. The one with the flow. The one that's divine. I'm the one in control. The one with the crown. Who never back down. The one busting rhymes. I'm the one in control. The one that brings the heat. The one with the flow. The one that's divine. I'm the one in control. The one that brings the heat. The one with the flow. The untouchable. I'm the one in control. Who never back down. The one busting rhymes.
All right, back here on Regalwood Rasslin, episode 12. This, as we know, this would not be a program were it not for technical difficulties. That's our motto here. I'm going to somehow work that into all my opening shenanigans about the Overlord stuff. I'm somehow going to work that in the most technically deficient show on out there. I'm working on it. It's all a work in progress. But anyway, I apologize for the issues and all that stuff. But we're going to bring. I finally got Ken in there. We're going to bring him in next. But real quick, Cruiser literally just texted me and said he will be released from the hospital in the morning. So thank God for that. That's awesome news. Glad to know that Cruiser's going to be getting out of that hospital. I know he's glad, and so just keep those thoughts and prayers coming for Cruiser and Deb. All right, so on August 2nd in Abbeville, there's going to be a big event over there put on by WrestleForce Hoss Haygood's promotion, and so we're going to bring in now a part of that program who's going to be on that show, none other than former MCW champion, the Human Tire Fire, which I really dig that name, by the way. The Human Tire Fire. Welcome to the program, Ken Dixon. Nope. There we go.
What's going on, man?
Dixon, welcome, brother.
Yep, here I am.
Welcome. Sorry about all the shenanigans getting you in here today. It's been as you tell, I'm not.
Oh no, I was here. I was here the whole time, man. I listened to you. You know, you called yourself the most humble man in wrestling radio, but you have like 13 nicknames. Like I heard all of it, man.
Heard all of it. Well,
I got it.
I'm glad.
You have to tell everybody how humble you are.
I am. Well, you have to tell people because people tend to forget, and if you don't tell them how humble you are, they'll start rumors about you.
That's fair. You got to pat yourself on the back, or nobody else will.
Nobody else will. So listen, I don't know you. We haven't met before. This is the first time I was talking, but I did a little research on you. That MCW, I'm assuming is that Maryland Championship, or is that what that is?
So look, man, I wrestle all over the country. If you just think I'm a Maryland guy, then you're not doing your homework well enough.
Yeah.
I wrestle all over the country. Maryland is where I start, and it's where I predominantly work. But I get out whenever I can, and I don't discriminate when it comes to cracking skulls and cracking cans.
Well, that's good. We need more like you out there. I did see you had worked for some other organizations, and I just was interested in that particular one because that seems like that organization has been around for a good while. Because I saw a video of you with somebody 10 years ago with Billy Gunn, actually.
MCW Pro Wrestling has been in business we're celebrating 28 years in July this year.
That's unheard of for an indie wrestling show. I mean, it just because as you know, you've been around a while. They come and go, man. They come and go like like the wind. So it was very interesting to me that thing had been around that. I didn't realize it had been 28 years, but that's awesome, man.
It's been 28 years, and I think it's a testament to the work that we do there, and like to have a profitable independent as well. Because not many are profitable. You throw 3 layers on a ring apron, and you run a couple of shows, and then your bank account's empty again, right?
Absolutely.
But that's not what we're doing on August 2nd, right? We're trying to keep everything coming in.
August 2nd,
South Carolina.
Yeah.
August. Excuse me, I'm a couple months behind. But look, man, I'm excited about it. I've never wrestled in South Carolina. So I'm really excited to get down there. I actually, when I was first breaking into business, Hoss was one of the guys showing me the ropes, and he'd take me on the road with him. And one of the first events I got to be a part of on a road trip was one of the Russell Force events in maybe 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to finally be able to, you know, compete and be a part.
That's awesome stuff, man. I know that Hoss was excited about adding you to that show. And it's going to be a big show. It seems to be more and more added to it every week. And when we used to run a big show here every year at the holidays, and we tried to every week we try to add a little bit more to it. So I'm really glad that Hoss is doing that. Do you know who you're going to be wrestling on August 2nd?
Currently, I don't. So, to be honest, man, it doesn't really matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
I get in the ring, and I go wherever I go, and I only have three things on my mind. Kicking ass, drinking beer, and winning. So it doesn't really matter who's in the ring with me. That's all that's going to happen. Those three things.
They set them up for you. You're going to knock them down. That's good stuff.
Sure.
So for those of the out there who, like me, aren't as familiar with you as some others may be, tell us a little bit about your early career. What drew you into wrestling, and who were some of your earliest influences?
So look, man, I could give you all the answers about. I've been a fan since I was a young kid, and that's all well and good. But what really got my head spinning about wanting to compete in wrestling was I was on a contract in Africa. I came home, and I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I had a couple bucks in my pocket, and I saw a Facebook advertisement for Gilbert. He was running a school in Baltimore at the time. It's a fun story, and I'll give you the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah.
So I signed my contract. With Gilbert. I got all ready to come to the school, and the next week I show up, and the building was empty. There's nothing in the building except for a wrestling ring and Axel Rotten laying in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Rest his soul. But look, I learned a lot from Axel. He had his demons like we all do.
Sure. Yeah.
But Axel, when he was on, he was brilliant. And to me, I was kind of hooked because it was kind of messy and my life is very routine. So, I kind of went from there, and I jumped around a little bit until MCW opened their school in 2014, and I've been there ever since. I spent some time at the Ring of Honor dojo when they moved to Baltimore in 2018. So I was there until we all got told to stay home and wear masks and shit. Other than that, man, it's pretty cut and dry like everybody else, right? You get better, you don't, and you keep going or you stop.
Yeah.
I'm too dumb to quit.
I watched a couple of, like I said, I watched a couple of your matches in preparation for this, and I watched you in the Billy Gunn thing. I think that was 10 years ago.
That was like 10 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're so out of date.
I know. I'm way behind the time. I'm an old man. What do you want?
So this is why I don't do podcasts. This is why I don't do podcasts, because everybody I talk to, all they do is go scan my YouTube.
Yeah.
My YouTube is so like the worst resource for Ken Dixon information, because I don't really care about footage. I care about people that buy tickets.
True enough.
Those are the people that buy tickets. I don't care about the internet.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to work for the internet and get likes and retweets. I work for the people that buy tickets and put asses every 18 inches. Those are the people who count to me.
They certainly do count. But on the back end of that, especially nowadays, because I came up way back in the way old days when there was no internet, right? We had to go out and do it, kind of string it together as best as we could, but literally going out and hanging posters and working the towns. So, I mean, it just like everything else, I mean, it evolves, and there is some measure of you kind of got to do that now to get your name in a more wide place than you would just by working towns, I would assume.
So look, man, like at the end of the day, like I'm 41 years old, I have a broken neck, but I have a really good job and I have a pension, which is a lot more than I can say for a lot of guys in independent wrestling.
That's true.
So as long as I can keep taking my shirt off and looking good while I do it and kicking ass, I'm not really super pressed about the internet. Like I said, I buy tickets for people. I buy wrestling for. So now I'm getting sped up. I can't get my tongue right.
You're good.
I wrestle for people who buy tickets.
Yeah, I get that.
That's really all I'm concerned about, man. I'm not worried about having the most likes on Instagram. I'm not really concerned with it. It doesn't do anything for me except give free content to people who are just going to bitch about it anyway.
Sure. No, that's true. That, my friend, is an excellent point, because no matter what you do, it's not going to be right for half of the people out there. How much of what the fans see in the ring of Ken Dixon is a real person? How much is that character?
Well,
I think we might be losing a little bit of signal there. Popped out and yeah, we got you sideways now. The
there's something. What do we got going on here?
I hear you. I just don't see you. I see him. We can. Now you sound like a robot. I don't know what is going. Yeah, I think Lacey. Yeah, you. We got him sideways there for some reason, and I don't know. We're talking about the internet. We really do have a. We live in the world of the future, but this is the issues that we that we have to deal with on the daily. Yeah, I'm hearing a few little things, but I'm not seeing much. We'll try to get Ken back in. But you know, I get what he's saying, and I understand. It's kind of like an old school mentality of I'm just out here, you know, to get in the ring and show them what we got, and I respect that. I mean, I do understand it. And there's nobody more old school than me. I mean, you know how that goes when we jump out there to promote. We got to kind of hit all the marks at this point. Tell you what, let's take a quick break. See if we can reset here. Today has been a cacophony of errors. on my end and on and I guess the internet's just want to cooperate. But let's take a quick break. We'll be right back and we'll try to reset this thing and hopefully we can finish up with Ken. If not, I appreciate him coming in. Main thing about Ken Dixon, he will be appearing on the big August 2nd event there in Abbeville, South Carolina. That'll be for the MLW promotion. And Hoss Haygood, of course, will be behind all of that, and that's a big event coming up. Like I said, they're adding stuff to it every week, and Hoss is working hard on that program, and I really appreciate the effort he's putting in on it. Take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll see where we are with Ken. If we don't get him back, then we'll get to our last few items of the day, and we'll wrap it up for this one. All right, episode 12 rolls on right after this, right here on Regalwood Rasslin. All right, don't want to keep those of you who are in there waiting. We're gonna move on. I don't know what we're having some technical difficulties all over the place today, and so we're going to let's see. The Wrestle Force Anonymous General Manager says Ken Dixon. Okay, so Hoss is in the Facebook chat, which I haven't been able to monitor too much today with all the other stuff, all the other problems I got. But says that he got an anonymous tip from the general manager there at the WrestleForce that Ken Dixon will be facing Zuka King coming up on August the 2nd. Just wanted to, since you're in there, Hoss, wanted to let you know, and I guess you've heard, I really do appreciate the work you're doing on that show. I know you're working hard on it, and I for one appreciate it because I know the effort it takes to build a show and to make it what you want it to be. So very impressed with you on that, and I wish you nothing but the best. That show is right here in my backyard, so we may, you know me, I love the no show. I love to be a no show guy. We may get there, we may not. But we're going to make every effort to, because I think it's going to be a big event, and of course I want to support the things as much as I can. All right, well, I do appreciate Ken for trying to get in with me today. We with the technical issues, we're gonna move on from it. But I do appreciate Ken Dixon. If you hear me, I do appreciate you for joining us up here today. Sorry we didn't get to be a full interview, but again, you can see Ken August 2nd in Abbeville at the big headlocks for home runs for headlocks show over there in Abbeville, South Carolina. I don't have a whole lot more today, so I think what we're probably going to do is move on to our most ridiculous item, and this one, some of you probably have seen it. It's been making the rounds. It is ridiculous. I don't know why we do this in 2026. I'll never, I guess, understand this, but we're going to try to get this again. With the okay, all right. So we're ready for that. All right, so check this out and enjoy it with me once again. This comes to us from Trash Bag Wrestlers. I don't know this organization. It's King something. I don't know. It speaks for itself. Just the beauty of this bout, and it's a couple of minutes, and I want you to enjoy it in its full glory. So watch with me, if you will. The most ridiculous item of the week. Check it out.
Sense of security is hit the big clothesline. Cyrus is nope.
Oh my God.
Cyrus still standing. With there, finally the hard cross getting a little bit of advantage in this one.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
Cyrus. Who is this guy?
Come on, Cyrus!
Oh, he's got him in the leg lock, in the headlock. Putting the pressure on that head with his legs. Now pounding on him. How much longer can the...
Let's jump forward, because we don't need a rest hold in this nonsense. I just don't know what we're doing. I don't.
Cyrus is looking at him like, oh, big splash off the top leg. 1, 2, 3.
And so ends the torture of Cyrus. Look, man, I don't know what do you say about that? And if you're charging those people in that audience for that, you need your ass whipped. And I mean that with all due respect. But if you're charging people to come and see that nonsense, then you need to go away and just, again, let me preface all of my venom with, I know wrestling's for everyone. I know that's where we are in this business today. I know that everybody gets their chance and lives their dream, and it's all include. We gotta be inclusive. Let's include everything and everyone. Everybody's included. somebody locally one time. In fact, it was episode 1 when I had Thomas on, and Thomas and I were talking about this sort of nonsense. That what you just saw. Thomas and I were talking about that exact thing, and some guy pipes up and says, "I just think it's hilarious that Thomas Simpson and Ricky Regal are talking about people who shouldn't be in the business when they've never blah 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 blah." I don't know where I'm wrong here. First off, who let you in that ring, Cyrus? And the mask face guy wasn't that much better. Let's not give him any shine here. He was what he was too. Again, I know wrestling's for everyone. Hashtag wrestling's for everyone. Include. And I know I present this to you with comment because it's so, I don't have to tell you, none of the people in this audience anyway, I don't think I have to tell you what that was. But I want some of the wrestling is for everyone crowd to tell me why and where I'm wrong in saying that shit don't belong anywhere in anything with the word professional attached to it. If you present your show, your event, your whatever as a professional event, I don't care if it's wrestling, boxing, fighting, whatever, and you put that shit in the ring, you need to be excised from this business. And I'm not a gatekeeper. God forbid, I'm so far out of this loop that it's not even funny. This show is the only connection I still have to wrestling, and some of my friends who I still keep in touch with. So I'm not gatekeeping anything. I don't care what you do. But I'm going to comment when you put stuff like that out, because if you put it out to the public, then you get what you deserve as far as comment on it. And if you're charging people and you heard what do I always tell you? Watch your fans. Watch the fans. See what they're doing, how they're reacting, how they're responding. They're laughing at you loudly, not with you. Unless this is a rib, and if it is, you guys deserve an Academy of freaking Award. If that's a rib, and you put that together just to get a reaction like this from me, then God bless. But I don't think you can feign that level of incompetence. I don't think you can. And if you can, then you're working in 4D chess where I'm still playing checkers. You're living in the 4D chess world, brother. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think what you just saw is exactly what it is. Scotty Wentz says this an insult to everyone present. They know they suck. The people who put them there know they suck. This was all just a nego for money. But who's paying for it though, Scotty? Okay, so say you got suckered into that show. King whatever wrestling, I don't know. And you just fell in there, maybe you stumbled out of one bar and into the King wrestling arena. And this is what's in the ring. Would you ever come back to that? So how are they making it? Where's this? What money? I think it is. I agree with you in that it's just something to boost their ego. But Cyrus cannot think that he is on a level of anybody, much less a professional. You know, I put the most ridiculous item in every week because I want to kind of end the show with on a high note and on a little bit of a laugh. But I don't know how you laugh. I can't even laugh at this because it's so foul and it offends me on a level that I cannot express to you. Yeah, you're right, Scotty. Maybe they're friends and family. But you heard the same reaction I did. They're laughing at him. God bless. I know, again, wrestling's for everybody. They deserve a spot just like anybody else. They're just trying to make their way. They're living their dream. I get all of that bull pucky because that's what it is. Don't for 1 minute think I'm with the wrestling is for everybody crowd, because I think it's nonsense and it's not for everybody, and it shouldn't be for everybody. I could do a whole hour just on why it's not and should not be for everybody. And maybe in the future we will. I'll get maybe we'll do a round table if I can ever get my production crap working and can hold on to a guest. It went beyond funny internal hatred. Yeah, that trigger is easily flipped with me, Scotty. I don't know. You probably noticed that my internal hatred switch gets flipped relatively easily, and I guess you would say I was triggered. Yeah, am I triggered? Am I triggered by Cyrus and King Wrestling? That's what it is. All right, friends, I'm not going to belabor this. You saw it. I don't have to continue. But again, if you're a promoter, God bless promoters. I promoted. I know what goes into it. But if you're promoting that, then I will go back and say, yes, you do not belong. Wrestling is not for you. It may be for everybody, but it ain't for you, promoter of King Wrestling and Cyrus and the other mass face jabron. It ain't for you. It might be for everybody, but it ain't for you. All right, it's going to do it for this one. Again, my apologies to Ken Dixon and the Hoss Haygood. I apologize for the errors we had. I don't know if it was on my end or if it was on where it was. But anyway, there was technical issues, and I apologize for that. But I do appreciate him coming in with me today and at least attempting a little bit of an interview there. Again, that show is August 2nd there in Abbeville, South Carolina. And that is lining up to be a good event. That's going to do it for this one, friends. I'm sorry again for all the technical difficulties. I do appreciate everybody who popped in, Scotty Wentz, Wanda, and all the rest of Cruiser. Again, keep Cruiser, Lewis, and Deb in your thoughts. The good news coming out of today's show with all the other nonsense is that Cruiser will be released from the hospital in the morning, and that's good news. All right. Appreciate everybody again. We'll do it again. We'll try again next. This is, again, a work in progress. I'm not a professional broadcaster. I'm not a professional producer. We just kind of throw it out there and see what happens. And as you see today, it was a result of that. Right? But thank you all for joining me. And we'll try again next week if you so would like for me to do so. And that'll be Thursday of next week. And I'll be announcing the guests coming up soon. Appreciate you all again. And until next week, I will see you